I want to show you one of my favorite charts on the show today. And TDR, you might well know, is the sort of show in which I'll have multiple favorite charts on a daily basis. But here is the change in views on Project 2025 since late June, when more mainstream news started to really talk about it more. And so you could see that it was already unfavorable back in June, but only a couple of weeks later, the numbers are now negative 32. Democrats obviously despise it, but the most amazing thing is MAGA Republicans are only +1 on it. Favorable over unfavorable. It is tailor-made to appeal to MAGA Republicans, and they're like, I don't know, it seems pretty bad and people really hate it. And obviously a lot of groups despise it. Democrats hate it, every racial group hates it. Non-MAGA Republicans are really down on it. But you could only get a +1 on the group that it is most specifically meant to appeal to. And that is bad for Project 2025. Heritage Foundation's bad for Donald Trump. You know what's worse for Donald Trump? It's whether Americans think that they should be lumped together, Project 2025 and Donald Trump. And overall, the net yes on do you think it accurately describes what Trump stands for is at +29. Obviously, Democrats are all in. But even once you get to, again, the Republicans, non-MAGA Republicans are as likely as not to be like, yeah, no, that's who he is. And basically so for the MAGA Republicans, well within the margin of error there. They don't even necessarily like it, but they also think, yeah, that's kind of what Donald Trump is. He's the Project 2025 guy. I mean, I could look at the summary of Project 2025 and I can look at Trump's website and it's the same thing. They just mined his stump speech for policy proposals. They decided not to throw in anything about Hannibal Lecter or sharks, but other than that, it's pretty much his stump speech. And so I love this, not only because it's obviously not good for Trump, it spells potential disaster for him in the election, but also there's nothing I love more than people accurately getting what's going on. It doesn't happen often. It's so difficult. Everybody's so busy. We got a lot going on. But when they can take something that's relatively difficult, complicated, and accurately understand it, even with the terrible media that we have, I find that to be very hopeful. Yas, what do you think?
It is hopeful. There's that word again, and we're just throwing it out all the time. We're like new people over here at the Young
It's the
Turks.
hope report.
We are full of it over here. And what's funny about that? It's what you were saying is it's rare that you see something so terrible get this much coverage in the news, in the mainstream, not just here, but in the mainstream news. I know on MSNBC, I think Joy Reid is doing a whole week of coverage on Project 25 and just really diving deep into it. They're not going to do that on Fox News. I wouldn't expect that. But even as you saw in the polling, even amongst MAGA Republicans, even amongst regular, not MAGA Republicans, whoever they are, they're not feeling it either, right? It's very easy to look at something like Project 2025, not read all 900 pages, but just see the headlines, right? And understand that this is not good for democracy. This is not good for the majority of Americans. And going back to JD Vance and his ties, his very close ties to the Heritage Foundation and to Project 2025 itself, it's what you were talking about. It's about doubling down on a message. And with Trump, it comes across as very arrogant to me. Trump thinks he is so right and so appealing all of the time that more of him could only be seen like a good thing to him, right? So Trump needed diversity on his ticket, not racial diversity or anything like that, because we already, can see and hear the things that Republicans are saying about JD Vance's wife. But he needed someone to balance him out, and instead he got someone who is politically ambitious and obsequious. He got a lackey. That's what he wants. He likes loyalty. He doesn't want another Mike Pence, that's for sure. But instead, he's getting somebody who is dragging down his own polling numbers, and he's dragging down his popularity, and he's dragging down the popularity of the overall ticket.
Yeah. 100%. And that was one of the main reasons I said it was a bad idea, is that he doesn't really expand the map, not in any way that Donald Trump doesn't already seem well placed to. He brings scandal and he's personally attacked Trump. It's just such a stupid choice. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.